So a lot of people will probably be wondering. We had talked about like leveraging social media for the marketing of your book once it comes out. In what ways would you say you've leveraged social media to help market your books?
So I'm going to speak exclusively to my second book because with my first book I didn't. Whoops, my bad. But my second book, I had three main platforms that I was using. I used Facebook, I used TikTok,
Okay.
and I used my email list that I had grown. And you can also use Instagram and you can also use LinkedIn if you're in the professional side of things. I opted not to. And the reason I did that was because when you're marketing, it can be very overwhelming if you pick even more than two places to market your book because your messaging needs to be slightly different based on your platform and who your audience is on each platform. So, for example, my TikTok audience is very much um, fiction writers.
Hmm.
So when I was marketing my how to write a book, memoirs, and autobiographies, I was not focused on the memoirs and autobiographies piece. I was focused on the writing skills and the marketing skills that you get from the book. Other than, memoirs and autobiographies being in the title of my book,
Hmm.
I think I mentioned it like 3 or 4 times on TikTok of the hundreds of videos that I posted about the book. It was a really quick, "Hey, here's the title of my book," and then launch into a skill you get from that book.
Hmm.
So that's how I leveraged TikTok. And then Facebook, I was speaking to an entirely different audience. I was speaking to, people that had probably never written a book before and had barely considered writing one. So my messaging was extremely different. It was I wasn't even really targeting them. I was targeting, honestly, their parents because my audience is, that 30 to 40 zone. That's where my most of my audience is for Facebook.
Hmm.
They're not generally the ones that are out there wanting to write memoirs and autobiographies. They might be in the memoir stage, but autobiographies is a lifetime. And they're only partway through their lifetime. It was their parents that I was targeting. So my messaging was, do you know your parents' story? Because they
Hmm.
have one. Do you know it? And you know, do you want to hear it they have to say? Here's a great gift for them. And I was right before Christmas. My book came out on December 1st, and I sold hundreds of copies on that message of this would make a great gift for your parents to get them writing their story, to leave their legacy item. So you can see how my messaging was entirely different based on the
Hmm.
platforms I was using.
You just dispelled a common myth in the author community. A lot of people like they may be planning a launch, and if it's around the holiday, they'll consider pushing back the launch. But a lot of times the holidays don't make that big of an impact unless it's the other direction. They could actually help. In this your case, that clearly helped.
It did. It did help of like you probably know it's so hard to shop for your parents. What do you get them, right? They're in their 50s, 60s, 70s. They've got it all. They're just here for another Christmas. Give them something that's going to leave a legacy, right? And so I definitely leveraged that aspect hard. Yeah.
Yeah, and you hit on something that's pretty key. That each platform has a different type of demographic that it's mainly known for and use. Like TikTok is mainly young people on there, usually under 18. Instagram has a more female demographic. YouTube, there are more males on YouTube. Facebook, it's more young adult based. So like you could tailor your marketing based around which platform is on there. In fact, you can get really intense with your marketing. If you, we'll get into this later, but assuming like you have a beta group that has read your book and given feedback and that kind of stuff, you can conduct a survey on like what you liked and what you didn't like, etc. And divide the demographics up so that like who's male, who's female, all that stuff. It'll give you data points. So when you do your marketing, well, Instagram is heavily a lot of women on Instagram. That's the more higher demographic. So you take that in consideration when coming up with your marketing plan for Instagram versus YouTube. There are more men on YouTube, so you could have a different marketing perspective on YouTube. You can get really analytical with that if you want, and if you
Mhm.
do, it'll give you dividends in forms of royalties.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sup everyone, y'all just watched a clip from one of the episodes of the Side Hustler Society podcast. If you want to check out the full episode, you can click on the link in the description right now, or click on the video that's showing in the end screen. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new and hit that bell notification if you want to be notified when another episode drops, and a thumbs up on this video is very much appreciated. I'll catch you in the next one.